New York steak and Hasselback potato. Yeah! Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Food Experience. Today's experience, I'm making a steak and a Hasselback potato, which I've never made before in my life. And the potato I'm going to cook in the original Maxx, and the steak will be cooking in the Maxx Grill. So we got some preparations first. With that said, let's get started. We're going to use the original Maxx for the potato, and I'm going to get that preheated first. Go to oven. Going to leave it on bake. Set the time a lot higher than I actually need. Set the temperature at 4 1/4 and start her up. Meanwhile, I'm going to be using a rather large russet potato. First, I'm melting some butter, basting the potato with the butter I just melted. You could also use oil from what I was reading. And I'm going to refer you back to the website that I got this from in the description down below. I'm applying kosher salt. Just going to spin it a little bit so it kind of rubs itself in. Cutting off a small section. And later you'll see where that will come into use. Now the potato has a flat bottom. Going to set it down. Using 2 wooden spoons, one on each side of the potato. The wooden spoons make it so you can't slice all the way through the potato, because you definitely do not want to do that. And you want to kind of cut each one around 1/8 of an inch, maybe even less if you can. Everything's sliced up pretty good. Tried to make it as even as possible. Had one mishap here, but should be good. Hey, it's my first time. Using the baking tray that comes with the Maxx, I'm putting down some foil. I'm using the wedge that I got cut out, putting the potato over it, and kind of maybe opening some of these slices a little bit. It will kind of do the rest on its own. I think it might be good to encourage it. Like I said, this is my first time, so I'm going to have to come make these again someday. But I love the idea of it. I love potatoes. And that's looking pretty good. I still have a lot of leftover butter. Next thing is to add some seasoning to it. A little less than half a teaspoon of garlic granules. And a heaping teaspoon of Red Robin seasoned salt. Yum! Stir that all together. You want to baste that all over the potato. And do it very sloppy like so that it gets in those cracks. You want to save the rest of this. Halfway through, I'm basting on some more. The Maxx is up to temperature. Inserting the baking tray into the bake to position. Readjusting the time for 30 minutes. And away it goes. Time to prepare the steak. I got a New York steak. Not the thickest, but it's not too bad either. I'm applying some sunflower oil. Kinder's The Blend, which is salt, pepper, and garlic. I also am going to try something I never tried. I'm going to put a tiny bit of curry powder. Flip it over and repeat. After 30 minutes, when I remove the potato, then I'll preheat the other Maxx so we can get ready for the steak. Until then, the steak is going to sit out at room temperature. All right, time's up. That's what we're looking at so far. Looking like it's coming out pretty good. It's about halfway cooked right now. I'm going to use some more Red Robin seasoning directly on top. And basting on another round of butter. Starting up the Maxx again in oven mode. Adjusting to 4 1/4. Start her up with 25 minutes and put the potato back in. Also at this time, I'm going to cut up some thin slices of this super spicy ghost pepper cheese. There you go. The grill is ready to go. I inserted a temperature probe in the steak. Right now the steak is totally up to room temperature. Steak is in. Gonna let it go about 4 minutes and then flip it over. Meanwhile, the potato has about 14 minutes. It's been another few minutes and it's almost at 142, which is what I usually use when I want medium. I'll pull it out right when it's at 142. Oh, there we go. Get that steak out. Looks like it came out pretty good. Time to tent it. And let it rest. Turn off oven mode and put it on air fry for a couple minutes. There were 2 minutes remaining. I'm going to go for 2 minutes. That's what we're looking at. Let me hit it with a probe. This was a really thick potato, big potato, and I still think it could use maybe a couple minutes at most. Really looking for it to be around 210. It's just a hair under. This time I installed it in the regular air fry position. I'm going to let it go for 3 minutes. Then I'm going to pull it out and add the cheese. Meanwhile, the steak is definitely dropping temperature now, but it's still at a good temperature, and I'm going to leave it tented. Time's up. Oh yeah, now it got nice and crispy on the top. That's what I was hoping for. Spread on a little bit more of that buttery goodness. And try to put some cheese in between some of the slices. I don't have enough cheese for every slice, so I'll stagger it out a little bit. That's looking pretty darn good. Installing it back in the regular bake slot. Oven mode. Back to 4 1/4. And I'm just letting it go until that cheese melts. Meanwhile, there's a look at the steak. Look at all that juice I left behind, huh? That's going to be a nice juicy one. That's what we're looking at. That is a big potato, folks. Not sure if this is going to work, but here goes. Well, I lost one of the ends. Not a big deal. It wouldn't have fit on this plate anyways. That's what I'm looking at. Dinner is served. Let's go back up top and I will sample it with you guys. Welcome back, everybody. Wow, this smells so good. Time to dig in. Oh yeah, that potato is bomb. Try it with a little sour cream. And with that ghost pepper cheese, nice and spicy. These Hasselback potatoes are fun and easy to make. Definitely going to make them again. Originally, I wanted to top them with bacon bits and green onions. Fresh bacon, of course, but totally forgot to cook the bacon and didn't chop the green onions. And I'm like, that's okay. I'm going to make it a super spicy one instead with this ghost pepper cheese. So there you go. Super spicy Hasselback potato. Let's check out the steak. Wow, the steak looks pretty good. It's not as medium as I thought it would be. Not quite medium rare either. Kind of right in between. So juicy. So tender. And that little bit of curry seasoning, wow, that did the trick. Anyhow, this is both awesome. I'm definitely going to do the Hasselback potatoes again. Next time I do it, I'm definitely going to use bacon and green onions. And what I'm going to do is in the description down below, I'm going to link back to, I believe it was Kevin is Cooking, where I found the Hasselback potato recipe. And you guys could give it a try, or you could just follow along with my instructions. Really wasn't that hard. So I'm going to finish the rest of my dinner in private. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got something from it. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you leave. And otherwise, have a stellar day. Be excellent. And remember me, I am KJ Andio, your food experience host with the most. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time.